European media reports
Dependency
suggest
on American weapons already in their
example
arsenal.
is the F-35.
Europe have suggested the
Just
U.S.
now that the U.S. is pausing military aid to Ukraine. How big of
So-called kill
regular software updates to its what are known as
to
mission data.
remotely deactivate or limit the combat function.
the F-35's sold to foreign allies.
Can the United States really switch off the engines of European fighter jets? It sounds like a wild conspiracy theory until you start digging into the details. Okay, it's time to fill the gaps. Today there are more than 1,100 F-35 jets flying across the globe. 16 nations have bought into the program, including key European allies like the United Kingdom, Italy, the Netherlands, and my home country, Germany. But here is the issue. F-35 is unlike any other military aircraft. It's basically a flying supercomputer that can do intelligence, surveillance, target acquisition, and reconnaissance while also being able to do jamming support for fourth-generation fighters. On top of all that, it's one of the best jets for dogfighting. Not that any jet can get close to it to dogfight, but all that reliance on computers brings some concerns. Each F-35 runs on millions of lines of software code. And who owns and controls that code? The United States. But that's not all. The aircraft isn't built to run independently. Every jet relies on a central system called ODIN based in the United States. Think of ODIN as the aircraft's digital brain in the cloud. It handles mission planning, software updates, maintenance diagnostics, and keeps the entire global fleet in sync and fully operational. Which leads to a serious question. If the United States has control over both the software and the infrastructure behind the jet, does that mean they also have the ability to disable it? According to Washington, the answer is no. US officials say there is no kill switch, no red button in the Pentagon office that could instantly ground foreign jets. But that explanation hasn't convinced everyone. A growing number of defense experts and military leaders in Europe are beginning to ask tough questions, because if your air force depends on a system that is managed entirely by another country, can you truly claim to have full control over your aircraft? What happens during a political standoff? What if American and European interests start to diverge? You see the potential problem? Now, some of you might think Europe already has its own advanced jet in Dassault's Rafale, but that would be simplifying things because the two jets differ vastly in their design philosophy and capabilities. The F-35 emphasizes stealth and sensor fusion, featuring the AN/APG-81 radar, distributed aperture system, and electro-optical targeting system, enabling it to operate undetected with comprehensive situational awareness. In contrast, the Rafale is built for versatility and survivability, with its RBE-2AA active electronically scanned array radar and Spectra electronic warfare system designed to perform air superiority, ground attack, and reconnaissance missions in high-threat environments. And with 600 F-35's expected to be operating in Europe by 2035, and each of those jets costing around $100 million, Europe has a huge investment in the F-35. Let's not pretend this is only a technical issue. It's also about political power, strategic independence, and mutual trust. On one hand, the F-35 offers cutting-edge capabilities. It's arguably the most advanced combat aircraft ever built. For European countries, joining the program means access to next-generation stealth, advanced sensors, and real-time coordination on the battlefield. It's a major advantage, especially in today's unpredictable global security environment. But on the other hand, there's a price. What happens if a NATO ally wants to act without Washington's green light? Would they still have full use of their planes, or just the illusion of control, while the real authority remains with the Americans? The United States insists it would never abuse this power, but the fact that this could happen already changes the balance. It introduces dependency and gives Washington an invisible hand in future defense decisions. So the real questions are: how much sovereignty are nations giving up when their key weapons rely on foreign software? And what realistic alternatives do they have? What's your take? Do these jets truly belong to the countries that paid for them? Or does the final say still rest in American hands? Let me know in the comments. Merci et à bientôt.